You are in a big advantage because you can read from the lamp of the bike that this is not a Triumph Boneville T120, but a Brixton, the big Cromwell, the 1.2 liter engine moved one, which is a pretty good bike, and let's check out. Checked out that the first Brixton review on our channel was 3.5 years ago, and if I remember back that bike, which was a Glenville 250, which was already a retro motorbike, but not only the smaller cubic capacity was the difference between that bike and this fresh Cromwell 1200, but all the details of it. That was also let's say retro motorbike, but we were laughing a lot when we were making the review of that bike. On this bike we are not able to laugh anymore because all the spare parts on their places, and also as it is behaving on the road, it's a totally different world than that old version was. Let's check out, because as it is a retro bike, the most important thing, or one of the most important things, is the style of it. Let's check out the round front lamp, the round, small round but very informative dashboard, the spoken wheels, that all the parts are harmonizing in color. For example, you check out the handlebars brown, the brown on the side of the fuel tank, the seat itself, and the factory side cases. All the brown colors are absolutely in the same line. All the logos on the bike, for example, on the fuel tank you can see a Brixton, and for example, where you can put the oil into the engine, you can see the logo of the factory, and all those technical areas which they didn't want you to see are covered with absolutely stylish plastic pieces, and the whole silhouette of the bike and all the details are absolutely on their places. So from this part, the Cromwell 1200 is a 5-class thing. This 1200 cubic centimeter capacity is a very big and very new thing in Brixton's world, and before any of you would think that this bike is absolutely copied from the Triumph Boneville T120, which I have already mentioned in the beginning of the review, we have to check all the technical details of the bike, because everything is a little bit differing from the English motorbike. For example, the cubic capacity is more than that. It's exactly 1,222 cubic centimeters, and from this pretty big inline 2 engine, the maximum power output, which is 60 kilowatt, approximately 80 to 83 brake horsepower, is not seeming to be too much, but the torque of the engine, which is 108 Newton meter, and it is arriving already on pretty low RPM, makes it very well usable. It's important to know that this bike is not a sport bike. This is a retro motorbike, and for this using as it is looking like, if you use it as it is planned for, then this power output is absolutely enough. And finally, let's check out what this 80-some brake horsepower is enough from the big 1.2 liter inline 2 engine. I'm entering a highway and now start the acceleration. as the traffic is allowing it. It was 110 kilometers per hour so far. And the bike really easily reaches the allowed speed. The RPM is only 4,000 at 130, and really, even at this speed, the fight with the wind is already started. It's a really big advantage of the big block, although it is 270 degrees, that it is not fighting against the low RPMs. Now I am approximately 1,500 RPM and pulling the throttle in third speed, and the chain didn't even say anything, so it really fluently started the bike. And this 270 degree built engine is really good for that the sound of it is very beautiful, and the silencer is also designed and planned on a very good way. They are not too loud, but the sound is really nice. I'm going to show it to you. I hope you could hear it inside my helmet. You can hear it even when you are riding at 130-40 kilometers per hour. Not loud, but you can hear it. And what is also very important, that because of the engine construction, you can feel this very, very fine vibration all the time. So on the fuel tank, on the seat, on the foot pegs, on the handlebars, you're always feeling this small vibration, which is really proving that this bike is living under you. In the case of the big Cromwell, Brixton luckily didn't save any money with the spare parts. One of these examples is the suspension. In the front we have two telescopic forks. The width is 41 millimeters, and in the rear we have two side suspension units because of the style it's necessary. And all of these are coming from Kayaba, so it's really a good brand, and it is planned and designed to be somewhere in the medium between the comfort and the sportiness or usability. On the road which I'm riding at the moment is a pretty bad quality asphalt road here in Budapest, and I have to say that the comfort of the bike is really extremely good. I even tried it on unpaved road, although this is not a off-road bike at all. But I tried it on an unpaved road, and even there it was behaving really well. So the comfort of the suspension is really a 5-star thing. So the comfort is okay, but what about the rideability of the bike? So what kind of enjoyment it gives you in a curvy road? Let's check out, although this is not a serpentine, and it is early spring in Hungary, and the temperature is approximately 5 degrees. The asphalt is not very warm, so I'm not trying what are the limits of the extremely good Pirelli tires, but they are really working absolutely positive. What I am much more wondering about is that what is the handling of the bike, and the truth is that this is really very good. So when you are going to go out to racetrack, I'm sure not this is going to be the best bike, but on a public road, which is sometimes good, sometimes not so good quality. For example, here I'm going to make some curves on not too good quality asphalt. And the bike really keeps the line absolutely light and easy and very calculatable. So I think this is one of the best mixtures I have in the last few years was riding for a public road, between comfort and between sportiness. The seat position is absolutely coming from that era where the motorbikes were normal commuting vehicles and not, let's say, hobby or sport vehicles. So the whole seat position is first of all very comfortable. For the first sitting, the seat is seeming to be a little bit too hard or too hard, but when you spend a longer time on it, it's coming clear that the forming of it is pretty good, so it's not hard at all when you are sitting on it for a longer period. The whole position with the foot pegs and the handlebars is resulting a very straight, very relaxed and very comfortable whole body position. The only negative part coming from it is that that when you meet the wind, especially and at higher speed, so especially when you are riding faster than the 130 allowed speed on the highways here in Hungary, then you start to fight with the elements, really fight with the elements, because nothing is, the seat is also flat and nothing is keeping your body. You have to press the fuel tank and keep your body with your hands, and you are really going to fight at 150-60 kilometers per hour. You are going to capitulate much earlier than the engine. Brake system arrived from Nissin. In the front we have two pretty big discs, 310 millimeters, and two piston calipers only, but for this 230 some kilos ready to ride weight bike it's absolutely enough. And in the rear we have a simple disc, of course, and I just would like to show you how is it working with the Bosch 9.1 ABS system from a relatively high speed. The deceleration is the bike is more than enough with the Pirelli tires. Our dashboard is a very conservative thing from the form of it and the size of it, but the design and the information amount we can see on it is a very new thing, because this is a full LCD. Sorry, the bike has two riding modes. This is the Eco mode, where we have a lot of information. We can see our speed, the RPM, the overall distance, the time, fuel, water temperature, and we can change to the trip calculation, and that's all. And if we change to the sport mode like this, then the whole design of the dashboard is changing. We do not have any data like trip and things like this, but we can see the RPM on the outside and the digital speed of us, and of course the fuel, but nothing else which is not important. And not only the picture of the dashboard is changing when we change to sport mode, but the throttle response also. So when we change the riding mode, not only the picture of the dashboard is changing, but the throttle response as well. Let's make a try. Now I'm starting approximately 40 kilometers per hour, third speed and full throttle in Eco mode. And now I change the bike to sport mode. This is it. And I also fix it to 40 kilometers per hour, third speed, and pull the throttle. So it's possible to feel the difference, but the difference is not extreme. That's why, because I simply like the Eco mode's dashboard picture more. Mainly I rode the Cromwell 1.2 in the Eco mode. It was pretty good for me. And nowadays you do not have already that ugly USB on the handlebar, but it's built into the dashboard's house. From here you can charge your phone if you fix it on the handlebar. As we are in 2023 now, it's a totally natural thing that all the lights are LED system. In the big front light we have a daylight version, which is showing the proud Brixton sign and the round around the lamp, and there is a normal light and the headlight as well, which is a little bit funny that between these two things you have to switch with your right hand from here, so normal lighting and daytime lighting. And as we are already in 2023, maybe this thing could be automatized pretty easily. The indicators are very small on both sides of the lamp, but they can be seen, as they are LED technology, they can be seen pretty well, and we also have an emergency version for it. And in the rear section, this closing rear light is also a very special formed thing, including the brake light as well. And in the rear, our indicators are the same way small as in the front part of the bike.
Thankfully, to the only 1450mm wheelbase, so it's a relatively short wheelbase, the big Cromwell is turning on pretty small areas, and the maneuverability of the bike is also very good. I show you, it's really easy to turn around on a two-lane road. Let's check out it once more. So inside the big city, no, two lanes are not necessary. Inside the big city, this maneuverability is a very big advantage for the bike.
These retro motorbikes are not built for long distance touring, of course, but if you ride for a weekend excursion, then you have to carry your things with you, or even living your everyday life in a city. It's also important, and to put a top case on this bike, that would be really ugly. That's why the Brixton factory is offering you very stylish and very looking good with the whole bike, these side cases, which are not very big, not closable, but water resistant. You can open them like this, and here we can check that from the inside they are plastic, so it's water resistant. Some drink, maybe some clean t-shirts and some clean underwear and your rain suits, that's all what you can put to the two side cases. But this is enough for a weekend journey with this stylish bike, and do not start to the Nor Cup with this one. It's very interesting, the market position of the new Cromwell 1200, because for the first sight you should think that this is a copy of the Triumph bone wheel, but this is not, because if you check the, as I already mentioned earlier, that if you check the technical details, this is a bike which is built as a rival of the Triumph, not copy of that, it is a rival of the Triumph, and all the spare parts and all the design and the whole behavior of the bike is, I think, that pretty much on the same level. So this is not that kind of bike which we can call that, well, this is Chinese, pretty poor quality and things like this, but at least cheap. No, this is not a cheap bike in Hungary. It's on the same price, absolutely on the same price as the Triumph bone wheel T120. The difference is only marginal, and the knowledge of it is also the same way good. So I think that if somebody is looking for a retro motorbike with a big cubic capacity engine and with really good quality, then it's very worth to calculate with this new Brixton.
If you liked our review and the new big Cromwell, then please put a thumb up on it. In the description under the review you can find the link where you can donate our work. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to our channel and watch our previous contents as well, and thanks a lot that you were enjoying us. Bye bye.